This is the story of Allah's closest friend,
who threw himself into the fire for his God, who decided to sacrifice even his own son for his God, who left his wife and child on a barren land for his God. This is the story of a man who stood alone as a light in an era of darkness and polytheism. This is the story of Ibrahim. Thousands of years ago, in the city of Babylon, people used to worship idols. The people there also worshipped the stars and used them to predict the future. The reason for this was their king, a king who controlled people through religion. His name was Nimrod. And Nimrod was consumed by his own arrogance. But one night, Nimrod had a dream that a star rises from the east, and its light causes a solar eclipse. And after this, his entire empire crumbles and ends. Nimrod jolted awake and immediately called an emergency meeting in his palace. He summoned his astrologers and demanded answers about this dream. Very soon, a child will be born who will bring an end to your kingdom. Nimrod was filled with fear, and he immediately issued a command that from this day forward, every newborn child be killed.
To protect her unborn child from this slaughter, a pregnant woman fled deep into a cave. There, she gave birth to Ibrahim. Raised in isolation away from idol worship, Ibrahim grew quickly by Allah's grace. Curiosity lived inside him from the very beginning. He observed the world carefully, asking questions others never thought to ask. When older, Ibrahim witnessed people bowing to idols. Allah had granted him understanding since childhood, as the Quran tells us. And indeed, we had given Ibrahim his correct judgment long before. His own father Azar carved these idols. Ibrahim asked him, "Why do you worship what cannot hear or see you?" His father threatened to stone him, but Ibrahim simply promised to pray for his forgiveness. One night, Ibrahim observed a star people worshipped. When it disappeared, he said, "How can I worship something that does not remain?" He then watched the brilliant moon, but by morning, it too was gone. Finally, he looked at the sun, but even the sun set. In that moment, Ibrahim declared, "Indeed, I have turned my face toward the one who created the heavens and the earth." He knew these people were lost, and he waited for his moment to show them the truth. During a great festival in Babylon, the entire city emptied. When called to join, Ibrahim declined, saying, "My stomach is not well." He walked alone into the unguarded temple, standing before rows of stone gods. "Can you not even speak?" he asked. With an axe, he shattered every idol except the largest one, placing the weapon in its hand before walking away. When the furious crowds returned to their ruined temple, they summoned Ibrahim. He pointed and said, "Ask the big one. He has the axe. Perhaps he can tell you himself." When they admitted the stone could not speak, Ibrahim exposed their foolishness. But shame quickly turned to rage. They shouted,
"Burn him! Throw him into fire!"
They built a fire so massive and fierce that they needed a catapult to throw Ibrahim inside. As he was brought forward, the angel Jibril descended and asked, "O Ibrahim, do you need help?" Ibrahim replied, "Not from you. My Allah is enough for me. He sees me." He entered the flames with perfect peace. Then Allah commanded, "O fire, be cool, be peaceful upon Ibrahim." The fire disobeyed its nature. Ibrahim walked out alive and unharmed, without a single mark on his body, as if he had been standing in a garden. Hearing of this miracle, Nimrod summoned Ibrahim. "My Lord is the one who gives life and brings death. Ibrahim stated. Nimrod scoffed. "I give life and death too," demonstrating his power by killing one prisoner and freeing another. Ibrahim countered, "My Lord causes the sun to rise from the east. Cause it to rise from the west, if you can." The throne room fell completely silent. Nimrod had no answer. Unable to kill him, Nimrod expelled Ibrahim from Babylon. Declaring, "I am migrating toward my Lord," Ibrahim left with his wife Sarah and his nephew Lut. After settling in Haran and later Canaan, modern-day Palestine, a devastating famine struck. Ibrahim took his family to Egypt to survive. Egypt's king was a tyrant, known for taking beautiful women by force, and Sarah was extraordinarily beautiful. But the moment the king reached for Sarah, Allah paralyzed him. Allah's protection was absolute. During this time, a righteous woman named Hajra entered their household. After years of being childless, Sarah quietly asked Ibrahim to marry Hajra, hoping Allah would bless him with a child. Finally, in his old age, Allah gave Ibrahim a son through Hajra, Ismail. But Allah commanded something unthinkable. Take Hajra and the infant Ismail to a completely barren valley, thousands of kilometers away, and leave them there. Ibrahim obeyed. As he walked away, Hajra asked, "Has Allah commanded you to do this?" When he said yes, she simply replied that she would trust him. Ibrahim raised his hands and prayed, "O my Lord, I have left my family in a barren valley near your sacred house, so that they may establish prayer. Provide them with sustenance, that they may be grateful." Back in the desert, their water ran out, and baby Ismail cried with thirst. Hajra ran desperately back and forth 7 times between the hills of Safa and Marwa, searching for help. Then an angel struck the earth, and pure water erupted. She rushed to contain it, saying, "Zam, Zam!" This miraculous well drew birds and eventually the passing tribe of Jurhum, turning the barren valley into the settlement of Mecca. Years later, Ibrahim returned to Mecca. Allah commanded him and Ismail to rebuild the Kaaba, the ruins of a structure first built by Adam. Father and son worked side by side until the walls rose strong. As Ibrahim stood on a stone, it softened like clay, permanently embedding his footprints. Today, this is known as Maqam Ibrahim. Mecca was complete, becoming the holiest place on earth because one woman trusted Allah and one man obeyed him. Ibrahim was finally at peace until he had a dream. He saw himself sacrificing his own son, Ismail. Knowing a prophet's dream is a divine command, he told Ismail, "My son, I have seen in a dream that I must sacrifice you." Ismail did not hesitate. "Father, do what Allah has commanded you. You will find me, if Allah wills, among those who are patient." As they walked to the mountain, Shaitan appeared 3 times to stop Ibrahim. 3 times, Ibrahim drove him away with stones, an act honored every year at Hajj when pilgrims stone the Jamarat. Ibrahim laid his son down, bound his hands, placed the blade at his throat, and moved the knife. Then, a voice from the unseen called out, "O Ibrahim, you have fulfilled the dream." Ismail was unharmed, and a ram lay sacrificed in his place. Allah had accepted the intention, he only needed the faith. This ultimate surrender is honored globally on Eid al-Adha. Following this trial, Allah blessed Ibrahim and his first wife Sarah with another son, Ishaq, creating 2 prophetic lines from one man's faith. But what became of Nimrod, the king who threw Ibrahim into the fire? His arrogance had grown without limit, so Allah chose a tiny instrument for his downfall, a mosquito. The insect entered Nimrod's nostril and reached his brain. The man who claimed ownership over life and death was brought to his knees, begging servants to hit his head with hammers just to dull the agony. After 40 years of this torment, the mosquito killed him. True power belongs only to Allah.
Subscribe.